Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars. Let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today. Starting on this 1 day time frame where I want to give you guys my outlook for this current market situation because I'm seeing many people calling for every different possible scenario out there. So I want to give you guys some clarity on what I think is most likely to happen and how I am navigating this market right here. And then after that, we're going to take a look at some lower time frames as well as a potential warning signal on this 2-day time frame. I will get to that in just a second. Either way, I wanted to start with, in my videos over the last week or so, I've been pretty reserved in basically just being neutral on the Bitcoin price, not being extremely bullish or extremely bearish. I'm basically waiting to see how this situation with regards to this ascending trend line is going to resolve. Now, for now, we have seen a nice bounce off of this ascending trend line, so that is looking relatively bullish here in the short term. However, at the same time, we are still facing resistance around this 107K level, roughly speaking. So for now, the way I see it is that it is really just unclear, and it becomes more unclear the lower time frame you actually look at. There's basically 3 types of people in this market right now. You have the people that just have like very high conviction in whatever their stance is. So they're saying, yeah, like Bitcoin is for sure making new all-time highs, or they're basically saying the bear market has already started. We have already topped here and we are going to go down regardless. So for these people, the technical analysis doesn't matter. They just have their opinion and they are sure that it is going to play out. Most of the time, these people just get absolutely wrecked. Then secondly, you have like the breakout gang, because I've been keeping an eye on like crypto Twitter, crypto YouTubers even, and I'm seeing these guys like calling for new breakouts with new breakout price targets and all of that stuff every single day, you know? So every single day I'm seeing a new breakout with like new price targets and everything. But at the same time, guys, if we just look all the way from this recent price action, this is just going sideways. So right now, it's like, yeah, we can keep looking at all of these patterns over and over again. But for now, we don't have a clear answer of if we are actually going to get the next big push to the upside for Bitcoin, or if we are actually breaking down below. So that's like the second type of person in the market right now. They are just calling for breakouts over and over again. And then lastly, there's, you know, the more objective people that are just looking at the market right now and saying like, okay, we don't have any real momentum. If we just look at this past week or so, of course, we are in a massive uptrend right now, but at the same time, we aren't getting a clear answer of if we are actually going to break above this 107K level. For example, if you take a look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, we have a bunch of liquidity sitting at around 108K. Notice how above that, there's very little liquidity actually left, except for at about 110,000. So what could be possible is if we just sweep that 108K level of liquidity and then reverse from there, targeting all of that downside liquidity. But for me personally, at least, because I consider myself to be part of the people that are just looking at this situation objectively, I don't have an opinion on Bitcoin right now while we are below 108K. And while we are above this ascending trend line, we are basically just consolidating, chopping sideways, not really seeing any massive momentum in this market. And we are basically just waiting for the next leg up, or if we can get a nice short out of here and scalp on the way down while we have clear momentum going on. So hopefully that makes sense. And I'm also going to mark this ascending trend line in green here, so it kind of stands out while I take a look at some other time frames. For example, yesterday I was taking a look at this beautiful ascending channel pattern. We saw a nice bounce off of here. We got a perfect rejection from the top, and then we broke it to the downside. And as expected, we went all the way down to this ascending trend line from the 1 day time frame. This is why I marked it in green, so you guys can see that we found support on that level and then actually bounced from there. So again, for now, we are still bullish on Bitcoin because we have not broken back down below this ascending trend line, with a daily candle close, of course. And the same can be said for this 4-hour time frame, for example. We might be seeing some kind of rising wedge pattern here that is starting to potentially get ready to break to the downside, but I want to see a little bit more price action before I can confirm something like this. But either way, even if this is a rising wedge pattern or not, if we break down below that green ascending trend line from the 1 day time frame, then I'm flipping bearish regardless. So it doesn't really matter if it does have a perfect price target or not. But in the case that this does end up breaking down, I will actually take a proper look at what the price target for this should be. Now, lastly, I also wanted to share this 2-day time frame for Bitcoin, because here we are seeing a potential warning signal that is confirming in the next 28 hours or so. Notice how we have higher highs in the Bitcoin price and we have lower highs in the RSI momentum indicator. Now, this has not confirmed yet because this candle does not close. And of course, the RSI works on a candle closing basis. So therefore, we have not confirmed this bearish divergence. But in the case that you don't know, a bearish divergence typically plays out either in the form of some choppy sideways price action or potentially some bearish momentum. So this is now something that I'm keeping a very close eye on over the next 24 hours or so. Either way, this has been today's market update. I thought I would do it a little bit differently today. Of course, tomorrow we're going to check back in with the heat maps on the lower time frames as well. We're going to check back in with the Bitcoin ETFs, see what they were up to on Monday. And I'm going to give you guys a clear update on what is going on with this bearish divergence potentially confirming, as well as just general new developments with the Bitcoin price action. But either way, thank you very much for watching once again, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one.